If you've noticed that your erections aren't as strong as they once were, that your energy feels depleted, or that you've started to distance yourself from intimacy not because you want to, but because your body simply isn't cooperating, then listen closely. This may not be the result of aging. In fact, it could be something far more manageable, a lack of 3 vital nutrients your body has been quietly craving. I'm Dr. Edward from Mohite Kara, a men's wellness expert with over 30 years of experience helping men over 60 reclaim their vitality, confidence, and sexual drive, things many thought were lost for good. Here's a truth most physicians won't mention. In many cases, desire isn't the problem. What's really missing is healthy blood flow, lasting energy, and balanced hormones. And the answer often isn't found at the drugstore, it's in your daily nutrition. In this guide, I'm going to walk you through 3 essential vitamins that every man over 60 should be including in his routine. These nutrients can help reignite natural sexual function, enhance testosterone levels, and bring your vitality back to life. Stick around, because I'm also going to uncover one common mistake that prevents men from seeing results even when they're taking the right supplements, and how you can avoid it starting tonight. Before we begin, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications so you won't miss future health tips crafted specifically for men in their 60s and beyond. And if this message resonates with you, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0, and let me know how I can make this content more helpful for you. Now, let's dive in, starting with what may be the most overlooked yet powerful key to restoring circulation and natural erections in men over 60. This is something your body used to produce with ease, especially when you were outdoors. But as we get older, levels drop significantly with them. So does our blood flow, stamina, and overall performance. I'm talking about vitamin D. It's often called the sunshine vitamin, but for you, it might just be the missing link to regaining strength and self-assurance. Let me show you why. First, vitamin D, the engine behind healthy circulation. I'll never forget a conversation with Leonard, a 67-year-old retired engineer. He was bright, articulate, and visibly discouraged. "Doc," he said, "I still love my wife deeply, but lately, I just can't seem to respond the way I used to." That quiet honesty is something I've heard from hundreds of men over the years. And surprisingly often, the solution isn't a pill, it's vitamin D. Vitamin D tends to be overlooked in men's health, especially after 60. Most people associate it with sunshine or think it's only for bone strength. But the truth is, this vitamin plays a direct and powerful role in male sexual function. It acts as the ignition switch that allows your blood vessels to expand and carry oxygen-rich blood throughout your body, including to the places that matter most for intimacy. Vitamin D helps ensure blood reaches every part of your body, including those essential to your sense of masculinity. Without enough of it, circulation slows, energy wanes, and intimacy becomes more challenging than it should be. Shockingly, over 40% of older adults are running low on this vital nutrient. And I'm not talking about unhealthy men, I mean those who stay active, eat reasonably well, and still find themselves wondering, why don't I feel like myself anymore? When vitamin D levels dip, your body produces less nitric oxide, a critical molecule for blood flow and sexual function. But this goes beyond intimacy. It impacts your endurance, mental sharpness, and confidence in day-to-day life. The good news? Correcting a deficiency doesn't require anything extreme. Just 15-20 minutes of sunlight in the morning, increasing foods like salmon, tuna, or fortified milk, and taking a quality D3 supplement can make a world of difference. I've had patients who used to struggle with short walks around the block suddenly feel renewed or energized, reconnected, and more alive in their relationships. This isn't guesswork, it's biochemistry. And it's one of the most accessible steps you can take to regain your power. Still, as important as vitamin D is, it can't do the job alone. Your body also needs fuel, something that turns nutrients into motion, focus, and strength. That's where the second key vitamin comes in. If you've ever felt exhausted for no clear reason, this could be the missing piece. Let's talk about it. 2. Vitamin B12, your body's natural energy engine. A while back, I met a man named Gerald, 72 years old, retired firefighter and proud granddad. Though he looked solid on the outside, He admitted he felt worn down. "Doc," he said, "I sleep enough. I eat well, but I'm dragging. My brain's in a fog. My body's always tired, and I just don't have the spark when I'm with my wife." Oh? What Gerald described is something I see far too often in men over 60. It's a textbook case of vitamin B12 deficiency. B12 is essential for converting food into energy your body can actually use. Without it, even a healthy diet and full night's sleep won't help. You'll still feel like you're running on fumes. This vitamin also helps your body create red blood cells, which carry oxygen throughout the body to your brain, muscles, and yes, your sexual organs. Without enough red blood cells, you feel it everywhere. In your focus, your stamina, and your overall motivation. And here's the tricky part to our ability to absorb B, the 12th of December recesses with age. Even if you eat meat, eggs, or dairy regularly, it still might not be enough. That's why so many men in their 60s and beyond feel constantly drained or foggy, even though everything looks fine on their medical tests. The fix for this energy slump can often be surprisingly straightforward. Boosting your B12 levels with high-quality supplements, or in some cases, receiving physician-administered injections, can bring back that sharpness, physical energy, and alertness you've been missing. I've watched men who used to nod off after lunch find themselves out hiking, laughing, and fully engaged with their loved ones, all from correcting a hidden deficiency they didn't even know existed. But while energy is crucial, it's not the whole picture. Your body also needs a defense system, something that protects blood vessels, reduces inflammation, and supports the hormones that fuel your masculinity. That brings us to the third vitamin. Though often called the fertility vitamin, its benefits stretch far beyond reproductive health. In fact, without it, your testosterone and circulation may already be quietly declining. Let's break it down. 3. Vitamin E, the protector of vitality. I remember consulting with Harold, a 70-year-old retired pilot who came into my office feeling lost and discouraged. "Doc," he said, "I eat right. I stay active, but lately I feel like something's missing. My drive is fading. I'm not bouncing back like I used to, and honestly, I don't feel like myself anymore." That struck a chord with me. Harold wasn't careless or unhealthy. He was consistent, proud of his routine, and serious about his wellness. But he was missing one essential piece that even many health professionals overlook: vitamin E. This isn't just a supplement for skin or fertility. It's a crucial compound for men's health, especially past 60. Vitamin E works as a potent antioxidant, helping your body fight the silent inflammation and oxidative stress that chip away at your blood vessels, hormone levels, and sexual function. It's a slow process, but one that takes a toll over time, leaving you with lower energy, reduced blood flow, and a drop in testosterone. One of the most valuable roles vitamin E plays is maintaining the elasticity of your blood vessels, which supports strong circulation. Erections, after all, aren't just about desire, they're about healthy blood flow. If that flow is restricted, performance suffers. Vitamin E also promotes the efficient production of testosterone, which becomes even more important as you get older. And we know low testosterone doesn't only impact the bedroom, it affects how you feel, how you think, and how connected you are to your own sense of purpose. The best part? Bringing vitamin E back into your life is simple and natural. Foods like almonds, sunflower seeds, olive oil, and leafy green spinach or Swiss chard are excellent sources. Or, for added support, a premium quality natural vitamin E supplement can help bridge the gap. I've seen men like Harold return after just a few months feeling more focused, physically stronger, and emotionally re-engaged with their lives. So now you may be wondering, what happens if you combine these 3 nutrients? Can they work together for even better results? The answer is a resounding yes. When taken correctly, these vitamins don't just improve isolated areas, they work in unison to create a chain reaction that enhances how you feel, move, and age. Let's explore what that synergy looks like. 4. Why these 3 vitamins work better as a team. Years ago, I worked with a gentleman named Frank, a 68-year-old retired high school coach who took great pride in staying mentally sharp and physically active. He had already been supplementing with vitamin D for a while, later added B12 to combat fatigue, and eventually started taking vitamin E after we discussed its influence on testosterone levels. But the real shift didn't happen until he began using all three consistently and in proper doses. One day, he walked into my office with a huge grin and said, "Doc, whatever you suggested, it feels like someone dropped a brand new engine in me." That right there is the magic of synergy. These nutrients don't work in isolation. They enhance one another. Vitamin D helps open up blood vessels by increasing nitric oxide. B12 improves red blood cell production, which delivers more oxygen through those pathways. And vitamin E safeguards the vessels themselves while promoting healthy testosterone levels that drive motivation and stamina. Individually, they're powerful, but when combined, they form what I call the vitality triangle: circulation, energy, and hormone support, operating in perfect sync. And that harmony becomes more important with age. As your body slows down, nutrient absorption declines, inflammation creeps in, and your system takes longer to recover. Even one missing link can disrupt the whole equation. But when these three are in balance, something shifts. Your body starts to remember what vitality feels like. You might wake up more refreshed. Your mind may feel sharper. You respond more quickly in conversation, in movement, in connection. Confidence begins to return not just physically, but emotionally. And no prescription can replicate that feeling. Frank's story isn't unique. I've seen it repeated in dozens of men who committed to this simple yet powerful foundation. But there's a catch, and it's an important one. Most men never reach that breakthrough. Why? Because they're unknowingly sabotaging their own progress with one very common mistake. And chances are, you might be making it too. 5. The most common mistake men over 60 make. One day, a man named Leonard came into my office carrying a grocery bag packed with supplement bottles. He was 74, thoughtful, and clearly doing his best to stay on top of his health. He laid them out on my desk and said, "Doc, I've been taking all of this for months and I'm still exhausted, foggy, and nothing's improving. Down there." His frustration was real, and sadly, it's something I hear all too often. The biggest misstep men make, especially after 60, is assuming that taking any supplement will do the job. They end up buying bargain brand versions from discount stores or questionable online sources, believing all vitamins are created equal. But the truth is, they're not. The effectiveness of a supplement comes down to its form, its purity, and its dosage. If your body can't absorb it properly, it's just wasted, literally flushed out before it can help. Take vitamin B12, for instance. Most over-the-counter brands offer it in the form of cyanocobalamin version that many older men have trouble converting into something their bodies can use. What you really want is methylcobalamin, the biologically active form that your system can absorb and benefit from immediately. The same rule applies to vitamin D. D2 might be cheaper, but it's far less effective than D3. And when it comes to vitamin E, many synthetic versions don't provide the complete range of compounds your body needs to properly support testosterone levels and circulation. Here's another common pitfall: inconsistency. Taking a supplement once or twice a week, when you happen to remember, won't lead to real progress. Your body runs on routine. It requires consistent input to rebuild energy reserves, maintain healthy blood flow, and stabilize hormone production. This isn't about chasing a quick fix, it's about establishing a reliable daily rhythm. Once Leonard upgraded to better quality vitamins and committed to a consistent routine, the results were impressive. Within a few weeks, he reported better sleep, more energy in the mornings, and in his own words, she finally felt like himself again. That turnaround didn't come from effort alone, it came from strategy and doing things the right way. Now that you understand what truly works and what to steer clear off, let's move into something practical. You might be thinking, how can I actually fit this into my day without making things complicated? Great question. That's exactly what we'll cover next. A straightforward, sustainable daily routine designed to help any man over 60 boost his energy, performance, and sense of vitality. Let's lay the foundation. 6. Your daily vitality routine. When I sit down with older men, one of the most common requests I hear often said with a mix of hope and weariness is, "Doc, just tell me what to do. I don't want anything fancy. I just want something that works." And I get that. By this stage of life, Most men aren't looking for fads or trendy wellness hacks. What they want is consistency, simplicity, a routine that helps them feel grounded and strong again. Let me share the story of Ronald, a 66-year-old retired carpenter who came to me struggling with low energy, restless nights, and dwindling self-confidence in his relationship. We didn't turn his life upside down. Instead, we created a clear, effective daily routine based on the 3 essential vitamins we've discussed, and it made all the difference. Each morning, Ronald would start his day with a glass of water and a dose of B12, taken with a breakfast rich in protein. Then, he'd go for a short morning walk just 15 minutes outside to activate his natural vitamin D production. On cloudy days, or during the colder months, he'd take a high-quality D3 supplement with his first meal. For vitamin E, he included a small handful of almonds or sunflower seeds in his lunch and finished his salad with a drizzle of olive oil. That's it. Nothing extreme, just thoughtful, consistent habits. Within just a few weeks, Ronald began to feel a noticeable difference. He had more energy to run around with his grandkids, rekindled interest in intimacy with his wife, and a renewed sense of confidence that had slowly faded over the years. He didn't feel like a younger version of himself. He felt like a more rooted, revitalized version of the man he had always been. And the truth is, getting there didn't require a shelf full of pills or complicated health routines. What it took was consistency, the right nutrients in the right forms, and a simple mindset shift. I'm still in charge of my health, because you are. As we wrap things up, I want to leave you with a message that many men over 60 need to hear yet almost never do. If you've ever caught yourself wondering whether it's too late to feel strong, desirable, and truly alive again, I want to gently but firmly tell you, it's not. Let's talk about that. Conclusion. If you're still with me, I'd like to speak to you direct, not as a doctor, but as someone who spent more than 3 decades sitting face to face with men just like you. Men who've lived with purpose. Men who've built families, worked hard, carried responsibilities, and shaped legacies. And now perhaps for the first time they're asking themselves, why doesn't my body feel the way it used to? That question doesn't come from weakness. It comes from strength. It means you still care. You're still looking for vitality, clarity, and connection. And I deeply admire that. We've explored 3 key nutrients. Vitamin D, the blood flow booster, that opens your vessels and helps restore healthy circulation. Vitamin B12, the energy activator that fuels your brain, muscles, and mental clarity. Vitamin E, the quiet protector that supports testosterone, reduces inflammation, and keeps your system running strong. But their real value isn't in just knowing them, it's in using them. These aren't just supplements. They're building blocks for how you show up in your life. They help power your confidence, your focus, your relationships, and your ability to look in the mirror and recognize the man you still are. I've seen it over and over, men who thought their peak years were behind them until something changed. Until they decided to take control and discovered they had more left in the tank than they realized. So, what's next? That choice belongs to you. You can let this information fade into the background, or you can take it seriously. You can give your body the support it's been quietly craving. You can step into the sunlight, take your supplements with intention, and say yes to your health and your future. Because here's what I believe, without a shadow of a doubt, it's not too late, not by a long shot. There's still time to feel stronger, to reconnect deeply, and to live as the man you know you are fully, fearlessly, and without apology. You've already taken the first step by being here. Now, it's time to take the next one. If today's message spoke to you, offered clarity, or simply gave you something meaningful to reflect on, don't keep it to yourself. Tap the like button so we know this kind of content is valuable to you. Share it with someone you care about, a friend, a brother, or anyone who might benefit from hearing this. And if you have a moment, drop a comment below. Tell me what stood out the most, or let me know what you'd like to explore in a future video. Your feedback helps guide what we create next. If you'd like to support this channel and help us continue producing thoughtful, empowering content for men over 60, consider making a small contribution. Every donation goes directly toward deeper research, better production quality, and expanding our reach to more men who need this kind of guidance. You're not just watching, you're part of a growing movement. And I'm truly grateful to have you here on this journey. Take good care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next video.